So, welcome along to another Pixiecast, number 35 in my series. And I'm talking to a man who, if you look at his Facebook profile, claims to be from Poop, Yucatan, Mexico. But I don't believe that for 1 minute. It's Klas Leijon. Klas, how are you?
I'm awesome. Thank you, sir.
You are very much awesome, definitely. And you're not in the Yucatan, Mexico, are you?
No, not at all. That's a lie.
Where are you then?
I'm in Sweden, in the south part of Sweden.
Okay.
Yep.
So where would you be near to a place that we would have heard of?
Close to a couple of miles away from a city called Malmo, which is on the coast, right across from Copenhagen.
Okay.
So.
And you've where you're living now, is that close to where you've always lived, or have you moved around the country much?
I've moved down here south 23 years ago.
Okay.
So I grew up 2 hours up north in the woods. It's like just trees all over the place.
Yeah.
Here in the south, it's very flat and lots of agricultural stuff going on, and farmers and fields of corn and stuff. So yeah, it's beautiful, but it differs a lot from where I grew up, sometimes I just have to go back to where I grew up because of nature.
Okay. So you're in more of an urban area now than where you grew up.
Yeah. And it's a strange feeling too, because when you grow up in the forest, you don't think of it as a thing, that it would be important to your soul. But once you get out of it, as I did, and I moved down south where it's largely open, wide spaces, and there's no trees around. There is, but it's not the same thing. You sort of, I can go for walks in open fields, and I can suddenly feel like it's just too much open spaces.
Okay.
It's too big.
Not enough trees.
Exactly. Yeah. So where I live now in my house, I am surrounded by trees. So at least I was smart enough to buy a property with trees on it.
And trees are important to you in terms of earning a living?
Yeah. Yes, that too. Man, yeah. Never thought of it like that before, but yeah, totally.
So tell us what you do then.
I am a truck driver, and I run my own company through a dispatch central. I drive a 12-ton truck, and I deliver trees and plants for building sites and so on. Oh, yep.
And that's all over Sweden, or do you stay within a relatively small area?
Relatively a small area. Yeah, I'd say. Mostly around where I live, and to some cities. I have like the area, or okay, well, when I get back home and I park the truck, I would have something about like 300 kilometers on the clock there, driving around. Some days longer, some days less. So yeah.
And timber frame properties, that's popular, is it, in Sweden?
Well, in terms of, that's interesting, because where I grew up, houses or how do you say, like family houses, like villas, or would that be the word for it?
Yeah.
Would be wooden houses. But down south, they use much more like blocks of concrete.
Sure.
Much more common. So if you go up north, you will definitely see more wooden houses.
Okay.
Yep.
And it's a country that's certainly become sort of, we've had a bit of a fascination with it, I guess, over the last 10 years because of the Millennium Trilogy films, the girl with the dragon tattoo and the subsequent movies, and that obviously set in Sweden. So, and you seem to have lots of crime thrillers and that come out of Sweden as well. It seems very popular at the moment.
Yeah, I don't know why that is.
Lots of murdering going on.
Yeah. Fun fact though, if you have seen the Swedish produced Millennium movies.
Yeah, I've seen all of them, all three of them. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Well, there's four now, actually, isn't there? There's a fourth one. Yeah.
It might be. I have only seen 3, I think. But Numi Rapace, her mom lives like 15 minutes from me.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
She might have moved, but that was a neighbor told me. And I was like, what? Kind of funny.
Yeah. Oh, wow. So you got a local celebrity living near to you then?
Yeah, at least her mom. Never seen her though. Knew me. So
no.
Yeah.
Okay. No, she's great in that trilogy.
Yeah,
I
she's amazing.
Really enjoyed it.
Truly amazing.
Yeah, she is absolutely.
Yep.
So Pixies then.
Yes.
Tell me about Pixies.
Oh man, the best band in the world. Can I say that?
Yeah. Where did it start for you then?
Oh man. Right. Let's dive into it. So when I was I'm old now, so I'm like 44.
That's not
now.
Old.
I should say that's 25, but no, that's 44. And so way back when I was 12 or something, because I have 2 older brothers, and my middle brother came home with the first albums, or actually it wasn't. This is what I think it was, and correct me if I'm wrong. But the first one was not an album; it was an EP, right?
Yeah, it's called a mini album. Yeah.
Yes.
Come on, Pilgrim. Yeah.
Yes. So that was the one that he played, and before that was like I was listening to Punk and Ramones and Pistols and The Clash and U2 and The Cure and stuff. But then he put that on, and I was like, "What is that?" And I just played it over and over again with headphones on, and I couldn't stop playing it because it took me by surprise, and it raised a lot of questions like, can you sing like that? How, can you play guitar like that? What's up with the drums? Why is the beat so just the way it is? And everything, the way they sounded, and it was just a massive, more amount of sound from a 4-piece member band,
Okay. Yeah.
And I still sometimes I struggle with the how is it possible that there's millions of other bands, but no one is not even close to Pixies, for me at least,
Sure.
There's other bands that are awesome in their own way, so I'm not trying to put other bands down, but it's like in the documentary when they're interviewing, Bowie and people, and they sort of all go like they can't wrap their head around it, their sound, and I don't think they themselves understand. It's just when they get together, something happens,
Yeah, it's very, very distinctive, certainly.
Yeah, and it's the songwriting and the way it comes out. It's many people have tried to copy their sound, but it's not. It's gonna be something else.
Yeah. So what were the first tracks and first album then that you were aware of them?
The first song, when he just put on the vinyl, it just jumped out of the speakers. It was all vinyl back then.
You
had to flip it over.
Yeah, I remember
a lot of work.
Yeah. They're popular again, though. Those kind of records.
Yeah, yeah, you see them in shops and in places you'll never see that you wouldn't have never seen vinyl in shops back then, and now they're like in surprising places. You know, they show up like they sell.
So you're 12 years old, and you listen to Come On Pilgrim, and you've been a fan ever since.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, so
You,
the Come On Pilgrim and those first two EPs slapped together as an album later on.
mm-hmm.
For me, that will always be the big thing, because that's where it started for me. So yeah, it has like a special spot in my heart, those two albums or EPs. So yeah.
Okay.
But when Doolittle came out, that felt completely new to me from the band, because that in itself was different from Surfer Rosa and Come On Pilgrim, because it had more. There was like the songs on Doolittle were more, to me, traditionally sounding songs.
A bit more commercial.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess songs like Here Comes Your Man and stuff like that. And
like here,
yeah, a bit more poppy.
Yeah, a bit more poppy. I mean, Here Comes Your Man is what trying to write a commercial song, and you write that, and that's just that's winning the lottery.
Absolutely, yeah. So so Doolittle, and then on to Bossa Nova and Trompe le Monde, all different, very different albums.
Yeah, Trompe le Monde took me a while to get into because of the synthesizers and stuff, and the sound production was different. And but I mean, like Eiffel and Head On and Subculture. There's just the crafting of songs has not changed. If you look at, like, at least from my perspective, if you look at the songs from start to finish with those ending with the album of Trompe le Monde, it's highly skilled song crafting, so that it hasn't changed. It's just for me the sound production that did, not the writing or performing of songs.
You probably had a bit more money to spend, I'd imagine.
Yeah. And also, I mean, from a musician's perspective, I guess you do feel like you want to evolve.
Yeah.
And because I'm thinking, you want to move on, and you get sick of playing the same songs all the time, I guess, too. There was one, was it Prine, that singer-songwriter that left us this year or last year? John Prine?
Don't know. It's not a name I recognize.
Yeah, an old guy who's been around for so long, that has so many songs under his belt. But I think it was him that said, I only write songs that I feel like performing, because he knew that if it turns into a hit, I have to play that song over and over again. I just love his take on that. That's a smart thing to do,
And I guess that's part of the reason why Charles now, they don't actually have a set when they go on stage. They don't have a prearranged set, do they? He's just sort of whatever he feels like playing, and he sort of tells the band at the end of the previous tune, and then they're straight into the next tune. So
that's evil, man. For the rest of
evil
it, he's pulling a
Joey.
Springsteen. At least he's not doing like 4.5 hour gigs, But
yeah, man, it's not like Bruce Springsteen, I suppose. But
no, that guy's insane. But yeah. I mean, you better know your stuff,
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I always think it's a bit harsh on Joey.
Yes.
He never
Yeah.
knows what's coming up next.
Yeah. Better stay sharp, man. Oh,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah,
I like
definitely.
that about Pixies, though, that they go on stage, uh, they don't play any games. They don't. You know,
It's just about the music.
yeah, I love that, and
Yeah,
they don't spoil the night with talking about politics or crap. You
yeah.
know,
Hmm.
and every performance I've seen with Pixies or Frank Black or Breeders for that matter has always been insanely good. You know,
Yeah.
like sharp.
Hmm.
No, like there's always going to be bands like they're drama queens and they'll perform badly or act out if something is they may some monitoring that is off or something and it spoils their whole night. These guys just go up and fucking do their thing and they do it amazingly good. I've never met anyone who have seen a really bad show with Pixies. I bet it's out there though, but well, never happened to me. And
Yeah, they're certainly very consistent. So, but
yeah,
but you do sense that they are very professional at what they do, though. And
yeah, like totally,
yeah,
totally professionals.
yeah. Hmm.
They don't show up too drunk. Maybe they did in the early days, or you know, too high or whatever. But no, no,
Yeah.
it's yeah, they're serious, man.
Yeah.
Like super serious.
So, have you got a favorite album of theirs then that you can point to?
Yeah, I have to say the first two EPs
Hmm.
because it contains some of my favorite songs. I'd
Hmm.
say, yeah.
And you've got
And there's
a favorite song of theirs?
Tame
Yeah.
and I'm using Spotify now, so I can read up on the
It's okay.
titles. Uh, a Bone Machine,
Yeah.
Break My Body, and
Yeah.
Broken Face.
Hmm.
It's yeah,
Are you
and
able to just pick one?
no, it's too
No.
hard. It's yeah, well, yeah, no. Oh man, um,
Just for today, just for this very minute, what would be your favorite?
Tame.
Same.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
go with Tame. Yeah,
Okay. So you like the
and
shouty ones then?
yeah,
Yeah.
and I remember being young and because I was in bands and getting to actually play like the
Mhm.
holiday song,
Oh well. Okay.
which
Cool.
has three fast-paced chords in the verse. That is just the simplest chords ever constructed and known to man.
Uh-huh.
I think
Yeah.
it starts with an A minor, and just playing that and being a part of playing that with a band,
Yeah.
that was an amazing feeling because you could feel the force of Pixies.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was almost like being part of the band. But of course, then you can't sing like Frank Black because many have tried, but yeah,
Usually fail.
yeah, usually fail.
So have you been in a lot of bands then in your time?
I don't know. Maybe I'm in a band now, and if I back up the clock, it's 10 to 15 bands, maybe.
Okay. Wow.
And nothing ever. When I was like 19, 18, 19, there was something that might have, could have led somewhere, but it did not. And I left the band. And, but now as an old person, um, you realize when you look at bands
Yeah.
who actually have a career
Yeah.
and you play music yourself and you're trying to reach a certain level with your own stuff, and the minute you this happens to you, you go like, wow, it's a lot of work. It's
Yeah.
just yeah, it's so much work. And I mean, being a successful artist, most people I think they had no clue on how much work
Sure.
that is actually involved with it.
Mhm.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, and also there's a lot of artists that seems to be manic about their job, you know, as musicians, and I think that sometimes you have to be, you know, locked in a room and just singing the same song, hunting that take for a week,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Freddie Mercury in Queen was famous for actually being insane in the studio, that he wore out technicians. They had to. You know, replace people.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know,
So are you a guitarist then? What's your instrument?
guitar. Started out with guitar, then I started playing the drums, and that sort of took over. And then I played the guitar and drums, so I sort of went back and forth.
Okay.
And then I found the bass to be amazingly fun to play, because on bass you can play anything and it sounds good.
Uh-huh.
It has, it has a different kind of freedom to it, you know.
Okay.
And drums is super nice, because if you play drums live, you're just in the back there, and just you feel more safe.
Yeah.
But if you're headlining a band, if you're like the singer, all the eyes are on you, and you can't fuck up, like lyric wise, or you know, and you have to remember the lyrics, which I can't. So you know, it's me and Lucinda Williams. Seen her live with lots of notes and stuff, and I was like, hey, I'm not alone. You can do this. Being famous, you know, and what an artist though. But yeah, and so drums, bass, guitar, and vocals. And
So a multi-instrumentalist.
yeah, but I'm really not that good at any of them at all. It's just so fun to play music, you know.
And you're still composing all your own stuff in that now, though?
Yeah, somewhat. I've been playing drums for, I don't know, 10 years and a bit more, just concentrating on that. And a couple of months ago, I picked up the guitar and something came out, and I was like, huh, this is really good. This is really good. I should do something with this. And I asked some friends, like, do you think this can cut it? You know, is this good enough? And I was like, fuck yeah, man. So that's why I bought the microphone, and see if I can try to find my way back.
Cool. Excellent. So how did you feel about Frank Black's solo career then, when the band split up after Trompe le Monde?
Yeah, I remember Pixies splitting up, and for me, that was such a downer, because I realized now I, you know, never get to see them. It's like over.
Yeah.
It felt like the love of your life just broke up with you.
Just walked out on you.
But yeah, I remember it. It was like, ooh, that was so harsh, man. And you read all the articles on how it happened, and you know what went on, and for a little while, you know, I considered Frank Black to be somewhat of an, don't want to say it, but you know, and I was like, dude, you could have sort of done that differently.
Yeah.
But then again, I've done it myself, so I can't really, you know. So yeah, and it's hard. How there's no manual for how do you break up a band, you know.
Yeah. There's always going to be some disappointment from at least one member of the band, I guess, isn't there? So
yeah. And I mean, even if you are the one to break up a band, if you're sort of stuck in a place that's a bad place, and you make decisions and you say things that you don't really mean because you haven't thought about them, and you act upon on that, you know, weird shit is going to happen, you know. But yeah, I remember that day when they broke up. I was like, no, man, my chance of catching them live is gone out the window.
Yeah. I think we all felt like that. So I certainly did when I read about it as well. So
yeah. How did you react when you got the?
Oh, I was really gutted, as we say over here. Yeah, I was really really disappointed. So I was at university then, and I used to every week buy music papers, The NME and Melody Maker, and it was on the front cover of both those newspapers, music newspapers.
Yeah.
And no, I was really upset about it. I remember, it's like I remember when Kurt Cobain died and that as well. It's similar to me in that respect, really,
Yeah.
and not that far apart either, time wise.
Yeah.
So yeah, not a good time really, but
Did you get them flexi 7-inch thingies with those
yes.
enemies?
Oh yeah, you're going back now. Yeah, so
Yeah,
yeah,
you
they used to have
remember?
those little floppy
Yeah.
singles. Yeah. No, we used
They
to
wore
have
out.
those. Yeah, they did wear out. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then they got replaced by cassette tapes
Oh, why?
for a little while.
Yeah.
The sort of real tapes,
Yeah.
and then obviously CDs came in as after that. But
Yeah.
yeah, they used to have the floppy little 7-inch discs.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was, yeah. Yeah, but the fond memories of the 7-inch singles. But man, did they! I remember I had one that had a Pixie song on it, and I wore it out. It was just
wow.
unplayable.
Uh-huh. They always used to slip on the turntable, though. I remember.
Yeah.
They didn't used to grip very well on the turntable.
No.
No.
Wow, what a fun thing, though.
They're always very bright colours as well, weren't they? Well, at least the ones over here
Yeah.
were always very bright colours.
Oh, and picture vinyl
discs.
albums.
Yeah. Picture discs. Yeah, they were popular for a while.
Yeah, I had one on my ballroom wall, which it was the Damned album.
Mm-hmm.
I think it had a pig on it.
Okay.
Why, I have no clue.
It's probably worth a lot of money now if you still had it.
Yeah, I have most of my vinyl albums still, and my brother's vinyl collection is intact. Regardless of all I put it through when I was young, he was constantly on my back. You have to put the vinyl back in the sleeves, man.
So what about your brother? Does he have similar taste in music to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I owe it to him that this happened. My interest in music, because he opened the floodgates to music. It was just I mean, at the 80s and 90s, there was a music scene that happened, because in the 70s we had punk,
Yeah.
But I was born in 76, so
Well, you had ABBA as well, of course.
Huh?
I said you had ABBA as well, of course.
Yes, yeah. Oh, I have a good story on that. So when I moved down here, because love, of course, brought me down here.
Mm-hmm.
So I bought some ABBA vinyl. This is me being 19 and loving punk music,
Uh-huh.
and there was hard music, and she was used to that,
Okay.
blasting hard music through the speakers in our small flat and parties and stuff, and she comes home one day, and I've been to downtown and brought used vinyl, secondhand vinyl albums, and like original pressings of ABBA, because they were so cheap, Never in my life listened to ABBA. Like of course you heard them on the radio and stuff. And I put one album on with ABBA, and I was hooked. And I was like, these bass lines are just insane, So I sat there for hours, and she comes home, and she was like, what are you doing? And I was like, it's ABBA. It's ABBA. Can you hear the bass line? It's ABBA. They're insane. They're like, it's like that. And she was like, you're fucking nuts, man. And she went out into the kitchen, and I was just sitting there with headphones, like, And maybe that's what people hear. I don't know.
The first record I ever bought with my own money was Dancing Queen by ABBA.
Dude,
So,
there you
there
go.
you go. Yeah. There's a confession.
Yes. Yeah, but I mean, it was a whole. Yeah, it was such a weird thing for me. Like because something happened, something snapped, and I was like, I heard it, and I was like, oh, what's going on? What? Why haven't I heard this before? You know?
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, they must have been in the studio, just working their asses off because it's just they're as it comes to songwriting masterpieces. Everything of their work is masterpieces. I mean, to go back to the bass lines, it's like it's the way he plays. It's just yeah, it's crazy, you know.
Timeless.
Totally timeless, and
Yeah.
and I mean, yeah.
So back to Frank Black's solo career then.
Yes, sidetrack.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. So favorite tracks of his solo career?
I have to use Spotify so I can,
That's okay.
because we have to start because when the Pixies broke up, and so my first live experience with any member from the Pixies was Frank Black going solo, and I caught him at a big festival up north, and this must be, I don't know, 90s. 90s, and he was touring with the Cult of Ray. That
Okay. Yeah.
So let's see if we can, because I can't remember song titles. Here we go. Ooh, yeah, I remember that. Did that come out in 2001?
What, Cult of Ray?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I thought that was much earlier. Huh.
It may have been around about then.
Yeah, that might. Maybe I'm totally wrong here. I can't get my dates quite on par with my memories. Yeah, and of course, Teenager of the Year when that came out.
96.
Yeah, and 93, that's the Frank Black, just named Frank Black.
Yeah, Cult of Ray was 96.
Yeah. Cult of Ray was, yeah, that's more that. Man, stupid Spotify. Why can't they get the dates right? That's so weird. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah. Teenage. Oh yeah. Oh, how do you?
Thalassocracy.
Yes, what a song, man. And whatever happened to Pong, which is took me a while to understand that he was, what I think that he was talking about was, because I did that myself, recording songs on one of those Porta studios, which used a cassette tape that he put in. And to be able to get more, because this was a 4-channel or an 8-channel, to get more channels on there, you ping-ponged the track that you had. So, and I think that's what that song is about.
Oh, okay.
I think I might be totally wrong here. Oh, Old Mulholland, man, there's just so many songs. How can one man write
I know
these many good songs?
I know.
It's I don't have this physically, but when he released the whole that huge box of albums in the because it was sold out when I tried to buy one, I was like, how is this guy? Is he not doing anything else but writing amazingly good songs? You know?
Yeah.
If I could just sit down with Frank Black and just sort of how does it work? You know, where does it all come from?
It's magic, Klas.
Yeah, it's like masterclass of songwriting. You know, him and like I bet like Springsteen admires Frank Black, and likewise, you know, because songwriting dudes or women for that matter, when you bring in like Dolly Parton, is it possible, you know?
How is Dolly Parton possible? I don't know.
Yeah, it's just or like I saw that documentary about songwriters, and it was about, what's his name? He changed his name because he converted to Islam.
Oh, Cat Stevens.
Cat Stevens, yes, and
Yusuf Islam, yeah.
yeah. So I flip on that documentary when I used to have a TV. And you sit there and sip on a coffee cup, and just song after song, he just lined them all up, and I was like, now it's like 25 songs that are all hits.
Yeah.
3 would have been good enough, or 1, but just
yeah.
And I think that's the case with Frank Black's songwriting skills. It's just
he is prolific.
Yeah, it's how does he tap into the secrets of universe to get hold of the energies? I don't know. I have no idea how that works. It's insane.
He probably couldn't explain it himself. So
I've seen people try to explain it, like Lou Reed.
Yeah.
In an interview, and he was like, "Yeah, I don't know what's up. It just happens, and if you don't grab it, it's gonna pass you by." And he really tried to explain it, but he had no. It just happens, and but there is. I felt like his take on that was that there is energy out there, and if you can somehow tap into it, good stuff is going to happen.
Mm.
So yeah, that's what Frank Black does. Man, he's got a direct.
Certainly does, yeah. So where are we up to then in terms of a Frank Black track?
Oh right, sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, it was those. I have to go back to the first. Oh man, hang on to your ego.
Which of course is a Beach Boys cover.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's cool too, because Frank Black and the Pixies done covers, and it feels like it's their own songs.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Because if anyone covers Pixies, you hear the Pixies.
Indeed. Yeah.
That's my take on that, but
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we scroll up to Teenager of the Year. Oh, I want to live on an abstract plane. And Speedy Marie.
Yeah. Great song.
With that sort of, it has a special vibe to. It's Afraid to Rock. Old Mulholland.
We could be here sometime.
What?
I said we could be here sometime.
Yeah. Because I'm going through titles, and what was he thinking when he, the hostess with the mostest? That's hilarious to me.
Yeah.
Love that title. Or Space is Gonna Do Me Good.
Yeah.
Oh, Bad Wicked World. It's And when that album came out, it had 22 songs on it.
I know. It's incredible. It's enough for 2 albums.
Yeah. That's a lot of songs.
Yeah.
I wonder if you can find this information, if he actually have mentioned how long it did take to compile Teenager of the Year, like as a process. You have any information on that?
No, I have no idea. No.
Hmm.
I tend to not sort of get too involved in the making of all these things and that, because for me it just sort of, it spoils it really. I just like the magic of the music really, rather than understanding the whole process of it.
Yeah, it's sort of the same for me, because I read up on things, but then I forget it. And then, I can take a whole week off from work and just play music for a whole week. Just going through, I make coffee in the morning and I start up the stereo and I just consume music like an addict,
Good.
And then if someone asks me, what song was that? I have no idea. It's in my playlist, you know, and I can play it over and over again. I play it like 40 times, but it's just, I feed off the music. I don't know. It's manic. Okay, so Teenager of the Year. But then it says oddballs. Is that really? I'm thinking they got the years wrong here in the. I remember on Cult of Ray, I remember having Men in Black as a CD single with a cover.
Yeah.
That said Men in Black, and it was black. And it gave you the feeling that when you saw the cover, you started thinking of this is like pre-Matrix and stuff, and you thought of the actual Men in Black that comes in Carson. You know,
So Oddballs was 2000.
Yeah, that's way after Cult of Ray. Like 4 years. Yep. Yeah, after Cult of Ray, for me, I started to let go a little bit of Frank Black.
Okay.
Just in terms of listening to him all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Not like a break, but yeah, something happened there music-wise. What happened there? I got into other styles of music. Yes. Yeah, something happened here. I found, so moving away from bands like Violent Femmes, Pixies, Dinosaur Jr., Ride, you know, Stone Roses and stuff. From moving away a bit from that scene, moving into alternative country. Like, I remember when I found about a band called Uncle Tupelo, or if that's how you say it, which was country punk to me.
Okay.
So then I started getting into bands like that. Like, yeah. And that went on for years. Yep. And then later in my life, I opened the door to heavy metal, which for me growing up, I mean, maybe it was the same for you, but when I was a kid, I had friends who were metalheads.
Yeah.
And then there was us indie kids who, you know, brought up on Stone Roses and that sort of Nirvana and all of that. But we always hung out together, bouncing off each other's music tastes and going to record shops. And, you know, so I had this very close friend who was a Neil Young fan and a huge Metallica fan. So he had Metallica and I had Pixies. And, you know, so we took turns on the stereos, you know. But later in my life, I opened the door to metal, and it just came out like it was just, I was floored, like totally. I was like, so this is metal, and it happened with Fireball. That was Deep Purple. So then I opened that door, and then after that I opened the jazz door, and now when you sort of, I still have that door unopened to rap. I haven't really touched that music style yet, but I'm sure it's going to happen. And I have, I mean, back in the days, I think I saw Wu-Tang Clan when they were like a new band, sort of. And that was like, whoa, you know, this is heavy stuff. But so my point is, there's something connecting every different style of music.
Yeah.
Sort of. So now when I listen to Pixies, I can somehow hear some metal influences that are in there. I have no idea where they come from, but they're there, which is amazing. Yeah.
So where are we now then with our choice for Frank Black solo career?
Yeah, I'm at like fast man Raider man. Dogs, yeah, dog. 7 days. Yeah. There's just so many songs and honeycomb,
Honeycomb.
Yes, thank you. English is not my
No,
first
you're doing
language.
very well. You're doing very well. So the one that you did mention before we started recording, you haven't even mentioned since I've asked you.
Oh, what was yes
For a Frank Black solo career song.
Frank Black solo career. Okay, the number one for me.
You said Headache to me.
Yeah. Yes, I did.
Are you happy to go with Headache still?
This is so hard. This is so. Oh man!
I heard Ramona sing. You haven't mentioned that one either. That's a great song.
And then I say "Old Black Dawning," and I go like, that song. Man, this is super hard. Yeah, let's go with Headache.
Sure.
But
okay.
then they're super abound, you know.
Yeah.
And you go like, I wish there was one song that, you know, was everything, but there's not. There's just too many. Yeah. Yeah, go with Headache. That's fine. Yeah.
There we are. It's been committed now, Headache.
Yeah.
Okay. So Pixies concerts. You've managed to see them a few times?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I get the dates all scrambled because in 2004, that reunion,
yeah,
I did not have a chance to go see them for various reasons, but sometime after that, I think I went to Stockholm, and it was a festival, and it kept raining, kept raining, and I remember Pixies, and I remember being psyched, and I got to see them, and it was Kim Deal, the whole thing,
uh-huh.
and the minute they started playing, you know, that rain just didn't really matter.
Yeah.
And Kim Deal was smiling because she was the only one smiling in that band.
Uh-huh.
At least so that it showed. Yeah, that was a good show. That was the first Pixies gig for me. And I also remember Neil Young played at that festival.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
So where would bands like Pixies normally play when they come to Sweden? Is it just Stockholm, or would they go to Gothenburg or Malmo? Or
it's Stockholm and Copenhagen in Denmark, and they do Oslo in
Norway.
I have seen that's like, yeah, that would be the city gigs, you know, slightly bigger venues. But then I've seen them in Gothenburg on a festival called Way Out West.
Okay,
that was a good show. But that of course that was not Kim Deal on bass. That was Pass.
Okay, so that's more recent then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and I've seen them in Copenhagen a couple of times, and I think maybe the first time I saw them in Copenhagen also was with Kim Deal on bass.
So how far is Copenhagen for you then to travel?
Pretty fast. I take my car and I cruise into Malmo, which is like 35, 40 minutes away. And then you just hop on a train and you cross the bridge, and which is amazingly fast. The train is like, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes maybe.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That is fast.
Yeah, it is fast. and then you commuting is just so easy because you jump off the train and then you get on another train, or you jump on the Copenhagen's metro system, which will take you places super fast too.
Yeah.
So going to see shows is not a hassle at all. So yeah.
Good.
And Copenhagen is a beautiful city.
It is. It is. Yeah. I spent a day in Copenhagen, so I'd like to go back and see more of it. But it is beautiful. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you can spend a whole week there just strolling along, looking out for people on bicycles because they're mad.
I've only been to Gothenburg in Sweden, but
What did you think? What's your take on Gothenburg?
yeah, it's nice. I liked it. Yeah, we were there just for like a weekend. This is going back at least 10 years ago now, because it was cheap to fly from London Airport, from Stansted Airport. They did direct flights there. So yeah, there's a big park and that there, isn't there? A big sort of theme park there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you went to that one?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. No, that's cool. Yeah. That's good fun.
You had a good time?
Yeah. It was great. Yeah. It's a lovely city. I really enjoyed it. It's nice.
Yeah.
Certainly like to go back. I've not been to Stockholm. I'd love to go to Stockholm. So
they're similar in that sort of sense that they both contain water. They're next to the oceans.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. Stockholm is different in many ways, but it's all spread out on like tiny islands, which a lot of people find to be beautiful. And it is. Summer Stockholm is. That made me think of when I picked up that Breeders album that was recorded live in Stockholm.
Okay.
Which is a good recording.
Yeah. Did you go to that gig?
No, I did not. Did not attend that gig. I don't think so. I might have.
You don't think so?
Yeah, I have to research that. You see, my mind is all over the place.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I did see Breeders a while back in Copenhagen.
Okay.
And then that was on a Wednesday evening.
Right.
Because I remember I was so tired at work the day after.
Right.
Yeah, that was a good show too. They must have liked it because they were just slap happy on stage and after.
Yeah.
A good crowd too. I mean, a really good crowd.
It's amazing being in continental Europe, how easy it is to get around and just sort of hop between different countries and that, isn't it?
Yeah. But those days might be gone now with cheap airfares.
Yeah, sure. But you've always got your 12-ton truck that you can hop in.
Yes, yeah, that'd be cheap. Going between cities in my truck.
It's just parking that's a problem.
Yes, that sure poses a problem. Yeah. Yeah.
So, Catholics.
Yes.
What about the Catholics?
Ooh, like a favorite song?
Yeah.
You
did tell me one about half an hour ago before we started recording, but I'll see if you come up with the same one or not.
Yeah, we'll see. I put them in Spotify so I can read up on all the albums. Ooh. Yeah, that might be my favorite album, though. I just scrolled down to that one. Boopity, boopity, boopity. Yeah. There's one album that I have no good explanation that somehow always were on top of my stereo, and that was the one called Frank Black and the Catholics.
Yeah.
That was like always it was always out. I always had that one out. But I'm scrolling through like Black Letter Days, Devil's Workshop. Dog in the Sand. Yeah, but was it Doggone?
Yeah, that is one of them. Yeah.
And Oh My Ghosts. It's
That was chosen by Greg Flynn
huh.
over in the States.
Yeah. Oh. Well, there's Billy Radcliffe.
Yeah, that one's
Yep.
been chosen as well previously.
Yep. And also, I Will Run After You. Velvety. Yeah. Oh, there's so many songs.
There was one as well, again, that you told me before we started recording,
Which one was it?
which again you haven't mentioned.
Oh, man. Was it Dog in the Sand? No.
No.
Jesus.
Do you want me to remind you?
Yes, please.
It's The Man Who Was Too Loud.
Oh, right. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. That's one of the songs I played a lot. Yeah. Yeah.
You happy with that one? Or do you want to change your mind?
Yes. I'm happy with any song.
Okay.
But
it's only a bit of fun anyway. So.
But there's that YouTube live recording of Frank Black and the Catholics. It contains a massive guitar solo, and he just, not Frank Black, but the guy on guitar, which name I can't remember, and he just, man, he's just doing it. And I wish I could remember what song that is. But it's an early recording, so you know, I'm thinking it's from maybe
First album.
their first album, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I keep thinking, I want to push that play button on Spotify, but I have no idea what my volume is going to be. So,
okay.
Because the way I work is that I need to go through all these songs, just the intros,
mm-hmm.
and that will help me determine, oh yeah, that's the song, It's weird that way. Yeah.
So we'll stick with The Man Who Was Too Loud, yeah?
Yeah.
Happy?
Oh, yeah, totally happy. The thing, I mean, it's so cool. I mean, even if Pixies, they broke up, but we got all these other bands that are massively good.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't right now from the top of my head come up with a band that has split up and given you so many other good bands.
Yeah.
Like when the Police broke up,
mm-hmm.
we got Sting, but
yeah.
But not really the Police,
Yeah.
Sting is Sting, but
yeah.
And I can't.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I can't think of any other band that has produced other good bands on the same level of awesomeness.
I guess Foo Fighters came out of Nirvana, didn't they?
Yes, he came out okay, but it's not. There's something. Oh man, I'm gonna get bashed around for this, but I mean, Foo Fighters. It's not like Kim Deal. What she took with her from the Pixies is a huge piece of Pixies.
Yeah.
Foo Fighters, not so much.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get so many angry emails.
Yeah. Kimball won't be happy.
No, oh man, he's gonna hate me. Sorry. I mean, it's good stuff. I'm not saying it's bad in any sort of way, but it's just I can't hear the piece of Nirvana that he took with him.
Sure. No, I get what you
Maybe
mean.
a little bit of
Yeah.
the drums, yeah,
Mm.
but maybe that's what Kurt Cobain was such a big part of the Nirvana sound, and maybe he was like the sole dictator in that band. I have no idea if he was a control freak when it came to Nirvana sound and stuff. I have no idea, but it doesn't seem like that when you watch interviews with Nirvana, and they talk about Kurt Cobain as a very good person.
Yeah.
It's that lady that they seem to hate still, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
To me, Hole was actually, I can't say this either. Now, he's going to hate my guts. But Hole, to me, was a better band than Foo Fighters.
Okay. Controversial.
Yes. Oh, someone's going to kill me for this. But
we're all friends in the group, Klas. You'll be fine.
Let me try to explain this to set things right. Sound wise, Hole brought to me a little bit more from Nirvana with them, and she was not even in the band.
Yeah.
But it's like, and Hole reminds me a little bit of Velvet Underground and stuff, which Foo Fighters does not.
Mm-hmm.
Foo Fighters is more like sound-wise, like they it feels more. Oh man, I'm gonna get so hurt by saying this. More Weezer-like or Red Hot Chili.
Dear.
Yeah. To me, this sound-wise,
Yeah.
Oh, I so hope I'm not alone in this.
You might be out of the group after this,
Yeah, just hey, goodbye.
Been nice knowing you.
Yes. That Swedish guy fucking hates his guts. Yeah. But yeah. That's interesting. I've never really thought of it in terms like this before. Analyzing, because I'm not much of an analyzing sort of guy when it comes to music. I just digest the music and I'm all fine, because it's all love anyway. So, but yeah. Yep.
Cool. Okay.
I have to stand by that too.
You do?
Well, now I even hate myself.
Oh, don't hate yourself. So we've got 3 tracks. Okay, cool. That's all good stuff.
Awesome.
Are you a t-shirt man, a Pixies t-shirt man at all? Or?
Yes, I am, sir.
There we go. The flying P. Excellent.
Yeah. Made by a friend. I love it.
Friend. There we go.
Yep.
Excellent. Good. And the posters and things like that, are you into all the artwork?
Yes. I have no posters in this room, but I have one in my living room.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, when I went to see the Pixies in Copenhagen, hang on.
What will he come back with, viewer? Oh, he's coming. I can hear him. Here he comes.
Yes.
Oh, wow. There we go.
Yes. Got that. And that's in my bathroom. So when I'm taking a dump, it's
cool.
And then, of course, that's the other one in my living room, which is, of course, of the famous woman who, lacks a bit of clothing.
Yeah, the one who gets banned on Facebook. Yeah.
Yes, which I haven't been. I put it up, and
you got away with it.
Me. I pulled one.
It's because you Swedish are a lot more relaxed about this sort of thing, aren't you? That's what it is.
It could be.
Yeah.
Because I was expecting to get banned, but no, I got away.
You got away with it. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So I'm up to my last question now, Klas.
Yes.
Which, if you've watched any of these Pixiecasts, you'll know what's coming.
Yeah. Okay.
So you're having one of those dreams where suddenly you find yourself naked on stage in front of thousands and thousands of your adoring fans. Which Pixies song are you going to sing?
Oh, ooh. Well, this is a serious question.
Okay.
We have to do some serious research here. Who came up with this question? It's hilarious.
Joe Kirkham. Joe Kirkham in Liverpool. She's a nurse, and typical of a nurse, she has a smutty mind, as we would say. It was originally only intended for Adam Henry Short, but I thought it's good enough for him. It's good enough to ask most other people.
Yeah. Oh my God. Nude on stage.
Yeah. So popular answers have been Gigantic, The Happening,
of course. Yeah. Oh my
The
God.
Thing.
The perfect song for me. I think I nailed it because I'm a skinny guy.
Okay.
My six pack is gone. That happened like 10 years ago, and I can't seem to find it. It's in there somewhere behind all of this bacon fat. So but I'm a skinny guy, so I'm thinking, and I'm a prankster. I'm having a hard time taking things seriously, even life.
Yeah. Good way.
Bone machine.
Bone Machine.
Yeah, I mean, a skinny nude guy, and there's Bone Machine.
Okay.
He's perfect.
That is perfect.
Yes, it is.
And on that note and that image, I will thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
It's been great speaking to you this afternoon. So
thank you, Andrew.
Thank
So
you very
nice
much.
meeing you and hearing your voice, and
thank
get
you,
to see your
and
face
likewise as well. Likewise.
You have like the best radio voice, man.
Oh, you're very kind. Thank you. I hate it, but I hate listening to my voice. But most people are like that, aren't they? So
yeah, everybody.
Yeah.
Feels the same.
Yeah. Thank you very much, and thank you for your time. Great
Thank
meeting
you.
you. And if I ever make it back over to Sweden, I will look you up.
Come on by. I make some nasty ass coffee, but it's good.
I'm sure you do. All the best to you, mate. Thank you very much.
Later.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.